Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Advanced Bass Fishing, and thanks for joining me for today's episode. Really appreciate that. And guys, today we are getting ready on all three of my channels. We're going to be doing a lot of jerkbait stuff over the next month or two because we're getting into jerkbait season right around the corner. Probably another month or so, it's going to start working pretty good. So today I want to talk about when a pearl color jerkbait works the best. Jerkbaits come in a ton of different colors, and specifically today, this is a very situational color that catches fish really good under those certain situations. So we're going to identify it today and give you guys some good tips and advice on that. Also, guys, I will put my Megabass Jerkbait link in the description of this video here. If you guys would like to order some of the pearls, Megabass has a bunch of different types of pearls. They got translucents, they got, solid color, just a lot of good color options. So by using that link, it's a good way to support the channel. And also, guys, anybody interested in booking an on-the-water lesson with me, just go to my Facebook page, Randy Blaukat Professional Angler, and shoot me a private message for details. So really appreciate that. Okay, to be honest with you guys, out of all, Megabass makes like 150 different colors of jerkbaits. Out of all the colors that they make, this is probably, the pearl like this is probably the one that I use the least in terms of, for me, it's got to be a real certain window. When I get that window, I definitely tie one on, and I've got a lot of them, and I use them when that window hits. But I have found throughout my own jerkbait fishing that bass are very color sensitive to jerkbaits, and it has to do with a combination of water clarity and light intensity and the time of the year that really determines the best color. Because one of the big drawbacks I see, or big problems that I see people have that struggle with jerkbait fishing, is I look at their jerkbait box and they've got 2 or 3 colors, and that's it. You can't do that, guys. If you're wanting to catch bass on a jerkbait, you have got to have more colors in a jerkbait than you do any other lure that you own. It just, there's a lot of reasons for that, but that's the main thing. Okay, so when does these pearls work the best? Now, this thing, one of the things about a pearl is when you see it in the water, it has a very distinct glow to it. It's like there's something about the way the light hits it and the way it looks in the water, again, depending upon, the light intensity and the water clarity, but it glows in the water. And that glow is what attracts the fish for the most part. So here is what I have found about pearls. Number one is they are not very good in clear water unless you have extremely low light days. It's like, I consider clear water anything like over 3.5 foot of visibility, and you don't ever want to use a pearl jerkbait if you have over 3.5 foot of visibility unless you have a cloudy, rainy day. That you might catch them in there, but even then it's not my favorite. To me, there's a very, very distinct water clarity window where the pearl works at, and that water visibility window is anywhere between like 12 to 18 inches. Perfect for that. Foot and a half of visibility is ideal for it. Now, there's maybe some windows a little bit cleaner that could work if you have low light conditions, but on the typical day when you have a partly cloudy sky, you got to have that 12 to 18 inches of visibility. That's what's going to light it up. And when you have this pearl in that 12 to 18 inches of visibility, again, based upon the light intensity, you really can see what I'm talking about in terms of how this stands out in that water visibility. Now, when you're talking about water clarity and jerkbaits, 12 to 18 inches is about the bottom end of the jerkbait clarity I fish it in. I don't fish a jerkbait hardly ever in water visibility any dirtier than that. But when I do, let's say, for example, I'm fishing a lake in Oklahoma, or maybe I'm fishing a lake that's got some stained water up in one of the creek or river arms with that. If I get that off-colored water, this is the color I go to, the jerkbait of some type of a pearl color in that. And it doesn't really matter what the light conditions are. It's like, it can be sunny, it can be partly cloudy, it can be cloudy, it can be rainy, whatever. But if we have that, 12 to 18 inches, that's usually when I go to the pearl. Now, the 2 different considerations I have is, let me see if I can find another one here. Let's see. Yeah, one sec. I got it right here, guys. Okay, here's the 2 different variations, guys. This one right here is called French Pearl, Megabass makes, and this is called Stain Reaction. They're both sort of pearl colored, but you can see the stain reaction. It's sort of like, there's a little bit of translucency to it. So I would use the stain reaction if that water visibility was closer to 2 feet, like 18 inches to 20 inches. If that water was dirtier, like down to a foot visibility, that's when I'd go to the brighter one, like the flat finish, the French pearl like that. That'd be the two different color variations that I would use based upon water clarity and light intensity. Here's the ones, if you get some on that Tackle Warehouse link of mine, guys, just pick up these two. Just pick up a stain reaction and the French pearl. Those are about the only two that you need, in my opinion, with that. Now, I know a lot of guys that have caught fish in clear water on this thing, and like I said, I have too if it's been low light conditions, but it's just not my first choice. It's really good in those off-colored, low light conditions. It's really good when those fish are targeting shad. You know, that's why this French pearl is a really good color in the late pre-spawn, February and March, because those gizzard shad and those threadfin shad are big that time of year, and fish and the bigger females are feeding on it. So that's why, this type of jerkbait works good. It looks just like a shad in the water, especially if it's a little bit off colored. And another thing with that, a little tip that I'll give you on this, guys, is one of the things that helps me out a lot on the French pearl here is get you some red fingernail polish and just trace. You can see the gill lines right there on the Megabass. Just trace some. Well, I'll do it right now. I'll just show you what it looks like here. This makes a big difference because when I put red gills on most everything, but I really do it on any type of a pearl pattern, is because this really stands out and it gives them something. It gives the bass something to focus in on, and it sort of makes them hit the head of the bait a little bit better instead of the tail. So I usually always put some red fingernail polish on the gills like that on both sides. I just really think it helps them focus more on the head with it. So anyway, guys, that's just a little bit of tips, advice on the pearl colored jerkbaits. Very situational. They are something you need in your box though, because you're going to get a situation like that sometimes that requires it. So anyway, guys, hope it helps you guys catch some good fish, and appreciate you tuning in. We'll check in later.